everyone, my name is Zaria Quinn, and I have been 3D printing for 6 months on two different 3D printers, the Bamboo Lab P1S and the Elegoo Neptune 4 Pro. And today I'm going to be sharing my journey and review on both of these printers, starting with the Bamboo Lab. I started 3D printing to learn more about robotics, and it definitely has helped. From making small robot arms to even an Iron Man helmet, I have learned a whole lot more, and 3D printing has been so enjoyable that I even got another one, the P1S. Unboxing the printer was actually incredibly easy. It only took me like an hour to set up the entire thing. Bamboo Lab says that it can take people even up to like 15 minutes. I'm guessing it took me a bit longer because this was my first time doing it. I'm sure if I did it again, I'd be a whole lot shorter. But this was surely the fastest 3D printer that I ever had to set up. I also got a whole lot of 3Bs with the printer, such as green filament and orange filament since I got the AMS, and a whole lot of extra tools that I can even use with some of the 3D prints. One of the coolest things about this printer is that it can actually connect to your phone. And so I used my phone to calibrate the printer, and once that was done, I used the built-in files already there to start printing off some of my first prints. The first thing that I made was a bench, which turned out really good. After that, I made a couple of fidget toys and a tool to scrape things off of the bed. Now that setup was completely done, I decided to challenge the printer. One of the hardest projects I've been working on for a while is this working Iron Man helmet. And since I just got some new files, I decided to see how the printer would do with this. After waiting like 4 days, the Iron Man helmet was finally done, and it came out really good. The quality on it was amazing, and for the most part, it printed out in only like 3 or 4 pieces. Since I've used it now for about a month on various different projects, it was now time to compare it to my other 3D printer, the Elegoo Neptune 4 Pro. I got the Elegoo about 6 months ago for my birthday, and I've used it for a lot more projects than the Bamboo Lab printer. But I specifically got this version of Elegoo's printer mainly to learn how to solve issues with the printer. And that I certainly have. I've learned how to solve problems with the nozzle clogging, with the bed needing to be re-adhesioned and re-elevated and such. And I've solved so many problems that the printer has actually broken. The printer broke so bad that I can't even figure out how to fix it till this day. And right now, it still stands on my desk completely unfixed. But the printer did have some good advantages. For one, this printer was a whole lot less picky. The Bamboo Lab printer wants everything to be in the perfect spot at the perfect moment, whereas on the Elegoo printer, there could be something else completely on the bed, and it may not even notice it until it actually hits it or something. Another advantage is the price. Elegoo printers are very cheap and are usually often on sale almost all the time. So if you want a printer that's like not perfect, but at a good price, well then Elegoo is definitely the way to go. As for pros and cons of the Bamboo Lab printer, for one, it's multicolor, which means I get to make a whole lot more cooler prints and do a whole lot less painting. It also has a bigger build volume, which is something that definitely limited me on the Elegoo printer, because if I were making something like an Iron Man helmet, I would have to solder a million different pieces, whereas with the Bamboo, I can just print, say, the faceplate in just one go. This thing also hasn't failed me once in something that wasn't entirely my fault, like forgetting that the build plate wasn't there or something. And it has a door, which is awesome if you're like me and has a cat who likes to touch things. But it does have its cons. Like I said, it's a lot pickier than the Elegoo, which is technically a good thing, but it's also annoying if your print gets stopped because the build plate was only like a centimeter off. It's also 10 times louder, which made it 10 times harder to sleep during long prints. Another final thing is that it's not entirely open source. Elegoo is a bit more open source, meaning you can use something like Ultimaker Cura, but with the Bamboo Lab, it's not. But that's technically a good thing, because that means Bamboo Lab has its own software that you can use, making it a whole lot more specialized and allowing you to have a lot less failures. Overall, the Bamboo Lab P1S is my favorite 3D printer, and I definitely recommend it to you if you want to get started in 3D printing too. In the future, I'm going to be making a whole lot more robotics projects and cool props with this printer. So let me know what you'd like to see next. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.